Hello and welcome. Today I bring you 10 of the most underrated beauties in television and cinematic history. For whatever reason, they just don't tick your boxes in the polls and don't receive the adoration they deserve generally. Let's see if you agree. Brooklyn-born beauty and star of James Bond flick Licence to Kill, Talisa Soto is my first inclusion into this list. The wife of actor Benjamin Bratt oozes that Puerto Rican sex appeal. 100% underrated in my opinion. Star of the 1990s, Tia Carrere is up next. The Wayne's World and Relic Hunter actress offers an exotic sizzle few others can manage, and yet she failed to make your 90s list. Australian sweetheart Rose Byrne is another beauty that goes under the radar. The Get Him to the Greek actress is for me elegant and alluring, with a hint of naughtiness. Heather Thomas gets all the fame and attention, but arguably the most beautiful actress on 80s series The Fall Guy was Marky Post. What do you think? Seinfeld's Julia Louis-Dreyfus is my next underrated dazzler. Described as one of television's greatest performers, I don't often see her described as one of the most beautiful. And she is. Latina goddess and star of 1990's Total Recall opposite Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rachel Tickerton is up next. The fact she almost stole the limelight from Sharon Stone in that movie says everything. Gorgeous. Anyone who has seen 2000's Coyote Ugly or 2005's A History of Violence will know why I've included Maria Bello on this list. Sensationally sexy, yet overlooked. Shame on you. Tandy Newton is the next to join the list of under-adored stunners. The rock and roller star often features on my list, whether it be the British top 10s or the modern era beauties. She doesn't fare so well in our polls though. Those cheekbones alone should win anyone over. British actress Anna Friel is up next. A star of mainly television, the former Brookside actress has a girl next door understated beauty that is beguiling. She doesn't take herself too seriously maybe, and that's why she doesn't receive the attention she deserves. Finally, golden age actress Joanne Drew joins the party. Typecast to western movies, something that she very much regretted, she seems to have been forgotten in an era that included so many legendary actresses and beauties. But not by me. She wore a yellow ribbon, anybody? Hello and welcome. Today we take a look at 10 of the most undervalued flame-haired beauties in television and cinema history. These are the actresses who never seem to make the top 10s and 20 lists, but deserve the same adoration as those that do. Let's get started. So our first underrated redhead is the stunning Amy Asbeck. Most famed for her role in 90s sitcom Wings, you may also recognise her from the Problem Child movies and Robin Hood Men in Tights. I tell you what, I'd wear tights if she asked me to. Jesus had walked the streets wearing her underwear, no shame at all. Next we take a look at the luscious Alicia Witt. A star of TV shows such as Sybil and Two and a Half Men, as well as 1984's June, for some reason she fails to make those top 10 and top 20 lists. Golden Age siren Rhonda Fleming is another underrated beauty. Born in Hollywood, she was always destined to be a star. And my oh my, the gunfight at the OK Corral star didn't fail to deliver. Mesmerising. Marty McFly's mum in 80s sci-fi comedy Back to the Future and the lead role in 90s sitcom Caroline in the City, Leah Thompson certainly ticks the boxes when it comes to undervalued beauty. But why? She has that girl next door vibe that knocks you for six. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't have minded her living next door to me. Put it that way. You've mentioned her a few times in the comments, so I've included her. Las Vegas and Unhappily Ever After star Nikki Cox is definitely overlooked when it comes to beauty lists. I'm proof. Didn't even include her in the recent channel polls. What a muppet. A definite contender for an actress who gets more and more attractive with age, Marge Elgenberger is my next inclusion. The CSI star has an hint of Michelle Pfeiffer about her. Or is that just me? Well, she's definitely elegant, she's definitely beautiful, and she definitely goes under the radar. That 70s show's Laura Prepon, who also starred in Orange is the New Black, is up next. Every picture you see of her now, she sports black hair, but she is a natural redhead, and she's naturally stunning. She played Donna Paulson in Suits. It's Sarah Rafferty who next struts her stuff. Apparently Prince Harry fell for Meghan Markle whilst watching the show. I think that maybe he fell in love with the wrong actress. Just my opinion. Born in the frozen wastelands of Inverness, Scotland, Karen Gillan is next on our list of underrated redhead beauties. Only joking about the frozen wastelands bit, kind of. Anyway, she could be described as your stereotypical fiery-haired Scotswoman. Just check her out in Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. She's almost enough to make you forget your own kids' names. And finally we come to Shirley MacLaine, who dazzled us throughout the decades and in such movies as Two Mules for Sister Sarah. Put it this way, any actress who can still look smoking hot dressed as a nun certainly has the goods. Hello and welcome to part 3 of our new Underrated Beauties playlist. Today I concentrate on 10 of the 1980s most undervalued actresses, stunners who don't get the adoration they deserve. So let's crack on. So up first is an 80s beauty that blew us away as Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. It's Cassandra Peterson. Famous for her raunchy gothic allure, she 100% goes down in my books as underrated. If only for her efforts to hide 2 skinheads down her top. Now that's some feat. The beautiful Linda Kozlovsky is the next actress who seems to go under the radar. A bona fide 80s stun gun, naturally pretty and in possession of a fantastic body. Anyone remember her stripping down to her swimsuit in Crocodile Dundee will know this. It's enough to turn your legs to jelly. The next 80s actress who fails to make the viewer top 10s and 20s, or mine, is elegant Irish beauty Alison Doody. Why the star of 1985's Bond flick A View to a Kill doesn't ignite a spark in us, I can't answer. I for one, definitely guilty of underrating her. Glynis Barber, who played Harriet Makepeace in the 80s TV show Dempsey and Makepeace, is my next actress who doesn't receive the plaudits for her beauty she deserves. The South African sizzler may just be unlucky that she was at her peak in a decade with so many other mesmerising hotties. Vividly remembered for her tight-fitting suits in sci-fi show Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, Erin Gray joins our parade of underrated sirens. Her understated attractiveness couldn't hide the fact she was an absolute stunner. Next up we have a German actress famous throughout the 70s and 80s. It's Natasha Kinski. The star of 1982's Cat People and 1984's Paris, Texas is often mentioned in our channel comments, most recently by one of our subscribers, Christian Pinto. Great suggestion, Christian. She skipped school in 1986's Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Mia Sara joins our list of the 1980s unsung hotties. Another actress oozing an understated girl next door attractiveness that is also alluring. Gorgeous. Radiating a natural womanly sexiness, Emma Samms is most definitely not rated as highly as she should be. The Dynasty and Colby star is arguably even more beautiful now than she was then. Now that's impressive. Chicago-born blonde bombshell Cindy Morgan, who starred in 1982's Tron, is yet another 80s actress who receives less adulation than she deserves. Maybe she got lost in the 80s ocean of blonde bombshells such as the two Evers and Michelle Pfeiffer. But how? And the final actress on this list of the 1980s most underrated beauties of television and cinema is Sherilyn Fenn. The sultry, stylish star of 1988's Two Moon Junction and 1985's Just One of the Guys was jaw-dropping at her best. She simply doesn't receive the support when she's included in our channel polls. Hello and welcome to part 4 of our new Underrated Beauties playlist. Today we take a look at 10 of television and cinema's most undervalued stunners of recent times. So let's crack on. The first underrated beauty we take a look at is a star of the US version of The Office and 2007's Blades of Glory. It's Jenna Fisher. When suggested by channel subscriber Gaz is Right, I wasn't actually too sure who she was. A quick look on Google and Bob's your uncle. I was amazed that it was the cute secretary on The Office. Gotta say, that's a great suggestion, Gaz. Well done, me old pal. Best known for her comedy roles in movies such as This Is 40 and 40-Year-Old Virgin, Leslie Mann is another actress who goes under the radar. This sleek, sultry beauty definitely deserves more credit than she gets, if not for that beaming smile alone. Another viewer suggestion up next. Dan W put forward the stun gun that is Kerry Russell. She was stunning in her younger days in movies such as The Babysitter's Seduction, but has grown into a more mature beauty in more recent times. A 100% underrated sweetheart. Mumbai-born Indian actress Freda Pinto, who starred in Slumdog Millionaire and 2021 horror Intrusion, is brimming with exotic allure. She was a certainty on this list, as I think she's mesmerising, and yet she received no support whatsoever in the modern era channel polls. Tell you what, you're a tough crowd, I'll say that. Known for her starring role in Gossip Girl, Leighton Meester is our next inclusion. A radiant actress with an understated beauty that's so becoming. Maybe an hit movie or two, and she wouldn't be even considered for a list like this. 2019 Charlie's Angel revamp star Hella Balinska is without doubt one of the most beautiful actresses around. I would even have her in my top 10 Charlie's Angels of all time. And that's some company to keep. However, so far in our channel polls, and taking into account your comments, she certainly seems underrated. Hopefully not for long. In recent years, Netflix series Cobra Kai has reignited a little 80s nostalgia in us. Amongst all the kung fu and teen angst, there is one standout beauty. In my opinion anyway, Vanessa Rubio. A bona fide MILF. Now, from Cobra Kai to another Netflix series, and Stranger Things. This time the underrated beauty is an 80s and 90s superstar who has reignited her career in recent times. It's Winona Ryder. And I don't know about you, but age has been very kind indeed. Canadian temptress Kobe Smulders, famous for her role as Robin in How I Met Your Mother and her part in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is my next choice. I love the girl next door look. Cute smile, nice eyes. What more do you want? And to finish this video, I put forward Australian dazzler Teresa Palmer. At her hypnotic best in Bedtime Stories and The Sorcerer's Apprentice, she's just about as underrated as one could get, for one so unbelievably beautiful. Hello and welcome to episode 5 of our underrated beauties of television and cinema series. These are the actresses who failed to receive the adoration they deserve or simply pass under the radar. So let's get started. So the first underrated actress we will take a look at is 70s stun gun Jan Smithers, who stole the hearts of admirers on WKRP in Cincinnati. Regularly mentioned in the comments, she certainly deserves some recognition, and so her place on this list is warranted. Up next we have ourselves a viewer suggestion. Active in the comment section of my videos and polls since the channel's early days, Michael Marburger has put forward Bridget Moynihan. And wow, what a call. The star of iRobot and John Wick franchise is certainly underrated, and she's certainly drop dead gorgeous. Mention late 90s TV series Relic Hunter and the majority will think of Tia Carrere. Well, I would anyway. However, the show also advertised the credentials of stunning redhead Lindy Booth. So underrated in fact that I forgot to include her in the channel's recent redhead polls, proof in the pudding that she belongs on this video. Yvonne Strahovski is our next undervalued dazzler. The statuesque star of dystopian TV series The Handmaid's Tale is yet another beauty to roll off the Aussie conveyor belt of smoking hot babes. Must be something in that water down under, I reckon. Ashley Judd, the star of 1999's Double Jeopardy, is the next underrated beauty to make the list. Even her fictional husband in that movie failed to appreciate her. Well, he did fake his own demise to get away from her. Bit much if you ask me. Famous for her role as Marcy Bauer on 70s TV series Flying High and The Love Boat is Pat Klaus next up on this list. Might just be me, but does she have a look of Michelle Pfeiffer in Scarface? Good company to keep anyway if she does. Gorgeous. Mesmerising in Humans, stunning in Fresh Meat, and exquisite in her cameo on The It Crowd, Gemma Chan joins our list of underappreciated sirens. How she wasn't voted onto our viewers' British Beauties list, I'll never know. Fatal Attraction, Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger. Anne Archer is undoubtedly eye candy, and yet how often do you hear her name mentioned in any of the most beautiful lists? Without doubt, underrated. Audience member Michael Ketley put forward the name of Kelly Riley. In fact, he was quite insistent, and so he should have been, because this star of Yellowstone is ravishing and 100% underrated. And finally, another viewer suggestion, and it's an absolute belter. Thomas Gidley requested bombshell of the 50s and 60s, Joanna Moore. And I, for one, am glad he did.